This is guided practice 2 of 10.6, part 1. Okay, well, our first goal is to set this equal to 0. So 3n squared minus 5n plus 1 equals 0 because I added 1 to both sides. Next, I'm going to identify my a, my b, and my c. So a equals 3, b equals -5, and c equals 1. I'm going to write down my quadratic formula, which is x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And I'm going to substitute in the values for a, b, and c. Negative b is going to be -5 plus or minus the square root of -5 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 1, over 2 times a, which is 3. I have now substituted everything in, so check carefully because I'm assuming you tried it before you looked at this to see if what you have here matches what you have on your paper, matches what I wrote here. Okay, let me go on then. 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 4 times 3 is 12 times 1 is 12, and it's a negative because I only have the -4 over 6 because 2 times 3 is 6. So I end up with 5 plus or minus the square root of 13 over 6. Well, let's try and see what happens because I'm now going to have 5 plus the square root of 13 over 6 and 5 minus the square root of 13 over 6. So let me put this in my calculator. The square root of 13 plus 5 is 8.6 divided by 6 gives me 1.43. Okay, let me do the other one over here. I'm going to have a negative square root of 13, so I'm going to start with this little negative down here. That little, can you see I'm pushing? Just move my calculator this right here. Negative square root of 13 plus 1, oh, not plus 1, try again, plus 5 divided by 6. I end up with 0.23. So if you had done this correctly, you should end up with the points x equals 1.43 and 0.23. In case, let's see if I can graph it so you can see if we had graphed this equation like we did last time, y equals 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. Let's see what happens if we graph it. Hard to see. We'd have to increase our window, but it looks as if you have two intercepts right around here. 1.43 and 0.23 look pretty close. Okay, so that takes care of guided practice 2 after example 2. Work these out for homework, and I will do the last problem tomorrow to finish out 10.6 part 2.